In this video I will show you how to create a new project in Studio. You can start a new project easily with a drag and drop files feature, browse for your files from the welcome screen here, or right-click in Windows Explorer to fast-track project creation when selecting multiple files. You can drag and drop your files anywhere on the welcome screen. This opens the Translate Files dialog box. I will now click on the drop-down menu and select Create New Local Project. This opens the New Project wizard. You can create a project just using the options on the first wizard page in one step. From this page you can choose if your project should follow the settings specified in an existing template or the settings of a previous project. For more information, hover over the eye icon. I will select the default template from the drop-down. This uses Studio default settings and resources such as default translation memories and term bases. You can customize the default settings from File, Options. Next, let's add some basic project details. First, enter a name for your project, then specify where you want to save the project. The source and target languages are pre-filled from the template or from your default settings. You can change the source language. From here you can select or deselect the languages you want to translate the project into. Your recently used languages are remembered here, or you can start typing to search for a language. I will choose German, French and Japanese as target languages. I want to translate a Word document in the old format, a PowerPoint file, an XML file, and Word documents in DocX format. Studio identifies my files as translatable. You can change the file usage to reference if translators should use this only for background information or localizable, if it is to be translated outside of Studio. You can select files one by one or multi-select. You can then merge selected files together to open them as one single document into Studio or delete the selected files. File type settings are available from this icon. Here you can optimize the settings for each of the file types. From the one-step page I can create a project at this point by pressing Finish. Once the project is created, you can choose to store these settings in a project template. You can use this template with future projects. Click Close to finish creating the project. You can now open the project from the projects view. If your project is more complex, you can click on the Metro map at the top to navigate to a particular setting or click Next. I will continue with default settings and click Next. On this page, select the resources to use for translating the files. For each target language, Studio added a language pair to the navigation tree. I will add my translation memories to all language pairs level, so these are applied to the appropriate language pair below. Click Use to add an existing local translation memory, a server-based translation memory from GroupShare, or a machine translation provider. NETM enables you to use translation memories that do not respect the language direction or language flavors of the project. You can also choose to create and add a new translation memory. Here I will select file-based translation memories and add translation memories for all my target languages. To add machine translation, click Cloud-based resources and then select a machine translation. I also want to add an auto-suggest dictionary. This is a resource that you can only add at the individual language pair level. I will add a dictionary for English to French. Click Next and add multi-term term bases. To add an existing term base, click Use. My term base contains terms for all the target languages in the project. Studio detects this and automatically applies the term base for German, French, and Japanese. Click Next. If you have access to a group share server, select Publish on a server. This uploads the projects online, so the multiple translators can work on it simultaneously. Click Next. If you have a previously translated version of your documents, you can use Perfect Match. Otherwise, click Next. Click the Task Sequences button to see all the tasks included in this sequence. I will select Default Task Sequence, which applies the listed batch tasks without then generating a translation memory for the translations in my project. You can adjust the settings for the batch tasks that you've just selected for your task sequence. I will accept all the default settings and click Next. This takes us to the project summary page. Click All Project Settings to review and adjust the settings for the entire project. For example, I could configure QA checker settings to specify what Studio should check for when translators work on the files. Click Finish to use these settings for the project files. Once the project is created, you can choose to store these settings in a project template. You can use this template with future projects. Click Close to finish creating the project. You can now open the project from the Projects view. This is where you view and work with projects. Click on the Reports view to see the reports generated by the selected task sequence. You can use these statistics for budgeting your project.